my journey in the music, part 2. So I'm going to start at North Carolina Central University, where I went to briefly, only to take the history of hip hop course taught by Ninth Wonder. That's the only reason I went there. And the reason I did that is because I'm thinking, okay, how can I position myself? What's my best chance of positioning myself to get opportunity to get in the industry, right? So I go to North Carolina Central, enroll in this class. And although I didn't receive the opportunity to show my skills, so to say, I got so much more in return, right? So I really learned about like the art of music, how music is your diet, and I also learned about how the Harlem Renaissance, how blues, rock and roll, everything influenced, what we call hip hop. All right, so go there, nothing comes of it, but I get this knowledge and I get this understanding on music, and I get this understanding on John Coltrane and how he studied music and how different elements can affect your mood, right? And so I found that to be very interesting. And so instead of wanting to be an artist during this time, I switched and said, you know what, I want to be a DJ. I want to be a DJ. So after pondering about with that for some time, my wife ends up buying me, this is a couple years later, buys me everything I need to be a DJ, the MacBook Pro, the headphones, the turntable. I got the whole setup, right? So I get the whole setup. After about 15 minutes of daggone trying to mix 2 records together, I said, you know what? This ain't for me. And when I get that feeling of I don't care nothing about how to do something, it just goes away. And so after 15 minutes of doing it, I'm like, man, my wife done bought me all this equipment. And now I'm like, I don't want to do it no more. And like, it just went away, y'all. It just wasn't for me. And so I go a little bit more time. I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to just keep on writing, to get back at it. And so that's what I did. And as I'm writing, so I was at North Carolina Central. I'm sorry, I may be all over the place a little bit. So I was at North Carolina Central. After there, I went to Campbell, graduated. After leaving Campbell, moved to Washington State, Tacoma, Washington. All right, and I was in Tacoma when I was trying to be a DJ. So at the time when I'm trying to be a DJ though, I'm working at a mental health facility, all right? So I'm in between the DJing, I found out I didn't want to be a DJ anymore. So I'm back focusing on, writing. So where I worked at this hospital, I worked in the forensics unit. And forensics in a psychiatric hospital is pretty much you're with people who are not guilty by reason of insanity, right? So I was a counselor, but I was kind of more of like a recreational counselor. So I would like take some of the patients to go play basketball, go on walks, things of that nature. Everything I did was recreational based. So there's one day, my manager tells me, I need you to go open up the gym because there's a patient he's distressed, and he wants to go let off some steam playing basketball. I said, okay. She said, I gotta let you know though, if anyone ever worked in this field, he's a 3-to-1, which means there's 3 staff on this one guy, which is kind of unusual. Usually if you need that many people on, you can't even leave the ward. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go in the gym, open it up. He comes down with his 3 staff, 3 Kenyan guys. No offense to my, African people, but they were notoriously known for if you needed help, they're not gonna help you. They're gonna stick together. That's what they're gonna do. And so this guy comes in, ex-D1 football player, about 6'2", about 220. And I'm like, he's irate. He's just all irate. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to fight this dude. Ain't no way around it. he gonna spaz out and we're gonna be in here fighting. Lord, just give me the strength, you know what I'm saying? Ex-football player, I can handle my own, but dang, boy, I ain't trying to be. I know these African people, dudes ain't gonna help me. So we open up the gym, he come in, and he's all outright. He just running around. I'm just there, you know, I have to keep my composure. I got to be, you know, I got to stand down. I got to be 10 toes down, ready for whatever. So he's running around, and he comes up to me, all irate, gets right in my face like this. He says, man, you look like a rapper. It just started laughing, blurting out, and then went to go play basketball. And I'm like, how the world does he know that like what the word? And now the thing that had tripped me out about this too was working in this facility, man, there are so many talented, gifted people, man. When I tell you musicians, singers, artists, I was surrounded by so much talent in this place to where it was like, it was unbelievable. It was just unbelievable. And so from then, I'm like, man, this guy done said this. I'm around all this talent. I got to try to go do something. And so from that moment on, I said, you know what? Somebody else may see something in me that I don't see in me. And this guy, as I say, was irate, very psycho. I don't want to say psycho. What's the word I'm looking for? In a state of psychosis, I want to say. I don't want to call him psycho. And just from then, man, I said, you know what? I'm going to do this thing. And that's what I did. I had to. So, part 2, I'll be back for more, from leading from my first time to the studio up until, I'm going to say my first 12 to 14 months. I'm going to go from the time I started up until the time I wrote Carolina Blues 2, man. So thank y'all for tuning in. Stay blessed. Peace and blessings.